In this Excel 2013 tutorial, we'll practice the VLOOKUP formula. Begin by typing in some information. We have some students, Bob, Sue, Jane, Henry, with respective grades of 70, 55, 30, and 90. Imagine having a grade table where you define the actual key change points. 0 is an F, and anything between is going to be an F until 50, where we have a new grade of C minus. And if a student hits 60, their grade is a C, and then etc. all the way to an A. Now, of course, you can feel free to change these values. So the idea of qualifying to the next level, it doesn't have to be grade letters. It can be any kind of idea of qualifications, whether it be beginner, intermediate, advanced, expert. Somehow the idea of a VLOOKUP comes in handy. So how do we actually connect our values with the lookup table? We click on the cell beside the number 70, and we type in the formula equals VLOOKUP bracket, and you can see that Excel gives you a hint. There's 3 parts to this formula. The first part is the lookup value. So you actually click on the number, on the actual value, 70, which is B2, this column B, row 2, comma, the actual table array, the table being the actual change, the actual values that change, and as well as the corresponding result that we want to spit back, comma. Finally, we return the actual column. Do we want column 1 or do we want column 2? I don't want to spit back a number, I want to spit back the actual letter. So you spit back column 2, end bracket, and press enter. Notice how the number 70 does fall into the C+ range, and if you actually change the number 70 to a 75, it remains a C+. If you change it to a 65, it becomes a C. If you change it to a 99, it becomes an A. If you change it to a 33, it becomes an F. So the idea of using a formula is very powerful, because as soon as you make changes, the actual lookup result automatically spits back the letter. It doesn't have to be a letter, it can be a pass-fail note, whether the student passes or fails. Alright, so let me just change it back to 72. We get a C+. Now this is kind of painful to have to do this over and over again. I could, if I wanted to, type in equals VLOOKUP bracket, the actual number, so click here, comma, highlight the table, comma, I want to return the second column. Press enter. This is kind of painful. So some bright students might actually go click here and drag out the bottom right corner, but something messes up. So in a previous tutorial we talked about absolute versus relative cell referencing. So this is where we actually do need to use this idea. So I'm going to press Ctrl Z. So let's go back to the first formula, which became pretty darn close. So the thing is that as you drag the bottom right corner and as we attempt to try to do autofill, the problem is that, let's try it. You can see that right now the lookup table is A8 to B13. A8 referring to this corner, B13 referring to this corner. From here to here is our lookup table, and this lookup table never changes in location. However, when we actually drag it down, because Excel is using relative cell referencing here by default, look what happens at this last lookup table. A11 is here to B16 is the whole lookup table is getting shifted down. That's the problem. So therefore I'm going to highlight this and go here, and I'm going to lock this lookup table. So as you click here and click up in the formula bar and add all these dollar signs, it basically means we don't want to change any columns or rows ever for the lookup table. Press enter, and now as we actually lock the columns and rows for the lookup table and you drag the bottom right corner, all the actual corresponding letter grades are now correct. So hopefully you got some good practice here with the lookup table. This is one of those common type of questions that you get in a technical interview about your Excel skills, just to separate the beginners from those who actually have some experience with Excel. Congratulations.